Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I think you guys are there. I think that Facebook is working this morning. I think that we are live. I don't know these things for absolute fact, but I do think that that is the case. I see us up there on the big screen. I see you. You guys are big time now. You guys are on the big time. I'm still trying to figure out these Apple computers, but I do see you guys up there on the big screen, so I believe we're live. I think you can hear me, right? Can you hear me? I think everybody can hear me. I think we're live from the studio. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? How are you? Today is... This is great. This is great. Today is Thursday, March 14th, 2019. That's right, Thursday, March 14th, 2019. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it will ever be. First and last time it'll ever be Thursday, March 14th, 2019. So we want to make sure we make the absolute most of this incredible day, right? The absolute most of this incredible day. And I got to tell you, it is going to be an incredible day. From what I could see, it's 60 degrees outside right now, and it looks like we're headed to a 72-degree day. That's right, a 72-degree day here in Kentucky. I'm super excited about that. Now, friends, this week we have been talking about heroes. We've been talking about Derek McClain came in here on Monday, and he talked to us about how not all heroes wear capes. Then on Tuesday, we talked about how not all giants are tall. Sometimes what's giant, what's most important, is the heart of a human. That's what makes a big difference. Yesterday, we talked about how success leaves clues. And my friend Naomi, she made some awesome gifts that I can't wait to share with you guys later. She made some awesome gifts because we got really animated yesterday morning here on hashtag Rise and Grind. And today I want to talk to you about some everyday heroes that have inspired me and hopefully will inspire you as well. And of course, like I said before, success leaves clues. So we want to make sure that we can learn every single possibly thing that we can learn, from these heroes so that we can find our ways to be successful ourselves in our own lives. Now, I don't know about you, but I've thoroughly enjoyed this series. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing a series. I've thoroughly enjoyed staying kind of progressions. A couple weeks ago, we did a series, Change, Struggle, Grow, Succeed, right? That was really cool. Last week, we did a series on character, what true character looks like, developing character, the assets of great character, all of that leading into our discussion on heroes this week. And so I don't know about you, but I've really enjoyed doing the series. I feel like they've really progressed and done well as we've layered them on top of each other. And so if you enjoyed the series as well, if you've enjoyed the way that we've been doing things here on hashtag Rise and Grind, I would love it if you would do me a favor. If you found any value over the last 3 weeks, if you found any value in this show, I would love it if you would please today commit. I'm asking that you would please today invite at least 10 people to join the hashtag Rise and Grind group. Is that too much to ask? At least 10 people to join the hashtag Rise and Grind group. And when I say invite 10 people, I want you to understand something. I'm not saying just click the little invite thing to come to the Rise and Grind group. I mean, I want you to invite people into the Rise and Grind group the same way that you would invite somebody to a baby shower, the same way that you would invite somebody to your wedding. I want you to send them an invite to the Rise and Grind group, and then I want you to send them a message. Hey, John, What's up, my man? I gotta tell you about this incredible group called hashtag Rise and Grind. We do awesome series. We do a bunch of incredible things in there. It's been life-changing for me. It's been really impactful for me, and I would love for you to come join us. Will you join this group? Like, I'm talking a serious invite. I hope that I've added enough value into your life that I can request that you do something like that for me. So if each of you, everybody that watches today's episode, would invite 10 people, at least 10 people, to the hashtag Rise and Grind group, we can really take this group to a whole nother level, and I would 1,000,000% appreciate it. All right? Now, with that said, I think that it's important that we get this day off right, so let's do it. Let's dance. I haven't heard this song right here in a long time. Oh, and I can't hear it right now. Can you hear it? Yeah, I can hear it now. Remember this one? This is one of the originals. One of the originals of the song. So this is the part of the show. For those of you that know, those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button. Because I believe if we could change the way people start their day, we can make a massive impact. And I mean a massive impact on this planet. This is also the part of the show where I'm going to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or on replay, just say what's up. I'd really appreciate it. What's up, Daniel Fitzgerald? How are you this morning? How you doing, Beth Workman? How you doing? Amy Bach is up in here. Yvonne Leah. How are you, Yvonne Leah? It's great to see you. Sorry I missed your call yesterday. I will call you this morning. How you doing, Tabby Negrit? What's up, Michelle Polly McLean? Of course, we've got my man, Josh. Who else is up in here? Sorry, I'm getting used to a new mouse, a new screen. Keith Hamilton, good morning. How you doing, Vicky Everett and Leanne Rhinesmith? Sandra Benstock DeLolio, Beth Workman and Trendy Trenda. How you doing, Susan Rose? Miss Susan Rose is up in the house. My mom was talking about you, Susan Rose, just how you're such an incredible and beautiful soul, inside and out, just an amazing human being. What's up, Kurt Allen McFarland? How you doing, Cindy Conley? Looks like Letitia Earlywine is up in here, and my girl Naomi Bussinger. How you doing, Robbie Bollinger? What's up, Jeff Baker? Richard Pintrick? Carissa Jones has joined us this morning, and of course, Carrie Lynn Carter is currently dancing around. What's up, Mabel Peralta? I am so glad that you made it, and my man Dwayne Newberry is also up in the house. That's right, you guys are in Studio R&G, right here in the Rise and Grind headquarters. Yesterday we tried to do this from here. We ran into some trouble. Facebook had some trouble. I had some trouble. But I'm so excited to be here with you guys today from the actual studio. Isn't this place dope? All the different camera angles. I stinking love it. Listen, I'm super excited. Carloan.com. We partnered up with Carloan.com, and we are going to make this year's Hustle and Grind Con unlike anything you've ever been a part of before, unlike anything you've ever attended before. And I gotta tell you, if you haven't got your tickets yet to Hustle and Grind Con, it's down in Orlando. Super easy to get in and out of the airport. It's going to be an over-the-top amazing experience. The Hustle Houses, we're going to have mastermind sessions. We have the best speaker lineup I've ever seen in the history of the world. So whether you're in automotive or not in automotive, you want to be at Hustle and Grind Con, I'm telling you, it is going to be absolutely just fire, absolutely powerful. And I do have an announcement to make. We have some owners and GMs in the group that have agreed to sponsor some other owners and GMs. So if you are an owner of a dealership, a general manager of a dealership, or if you own any other type of business, not necessarily just in automotive, will you shoot me a message? Because we have some sponsors that want to buy you tickets to attend Hustle and Grind Con. Super important that you get to that thing. You don't want to miss it. Let me tell you something. When I met this lady right here, this is my wife, who you guys all so kindly made feel great about herself, because everybody was saying in this picture that she looked like a Sandra Bullock, right? And what better thing to tell a woman who's had 6 children over the last 9 years? What better thing can you tell her than to tell her that she looks like Sandra Bullock, right? I was super happy for that. Thank you for you guys that felt like she looked like that in this particular picture. But when I met my wife, I got to tell you something. My wife was, 21 years old, I think, 21, 22 years old. She was just getting out of college, and she was somewhat of a little, like a party animal, right? She was a bit of a party animal. She was a lost soul. She was trying to figure out exactly who she was and what she was trying to do with her life. She was drinking a lot. She had come from a bit of a broken home. She left her home when she was 15 years old is when she kind of went out on her own, kind of living with other people, doing things like that. And so when I met my wife, she was a bit crazy. She was gorgeous as all get up, but she was a bit crazy and partied a lot. And I myself, I was quite the deadbeat, to be honest with you. I was quite a deadbeat myself. And so when we got together, it was like, like Eminem says, a tornado and a volcano. Like, it was a very volatile situation. There was constant fighting. Like, I remember one night I fell asleep on the couch at my buddy Nick Gillis's house. I fell asleep with Leslie wrapped in my arms. We had been drinking all night. And I just remember waking up to her just literally like beating, pounding on my face. She was just punching me and going crazy, and I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. But she had been drinking, and I had been drinking, and she had had a dream, and in the dream I had done something, and that was grounds enough. Just the fact that I did it in the dream was enough. I mean, our relationship was crazy in the beginning, absolutely crazy and volatile. And then rapidly, which seems to be the case, but rapidly, my wife got pregnant. She wasn't my wife at the time, but rapidly she got pregnant. And immediately, and I mean literally immediately, my wife flipped a switch. She flipped a switch, and she went from being this, crazy young, just out of college, doing her thing young lady. She immediately became super mom. I mean, immediately. Like, my wife, in the beginning, I didn't flip a switch as quick, right? Us guys, we're a little bit behind. I didn't flip the switch as quick, but my wife immediately flipped a switch. And here she was, pregnant, we didn't have any money or anything, so here she was pregnant. We actually didn't have a car because she totaled that, but here she was pregnant, walking, like 8 months pregnant, walking to the bus stop, getting on the bus, taking it to Logan's at whatever time in the morning so that she would get there in time to get to work. She would do an 8-hour server shift to make money, to take care of herself and this kid, hop back on the bus, and go back to her low-income housing that she lived in. I can't even say we, because at that point in time I was still a jerk. And she would go back and she would do that every single day. She immediately flipped a switch. She stopped all the drinking. She used to like to smoke weed. She stopped all that. She immediately flipped a switch. And she became literally a super mom. My wife is an absolute super mom. She homeschools my children. I've had 6 kids in 9 years. I've got my son right now has the flu, Joel, so she's had him quarantined in one room. Some of the other kids not necessarily feeling well. Like, she does all that while I'm out here. I'm traveling. I'm pouring into you guys. I'm doing the Rise and Grind thing. I'm consulting, going in dealerships, helping these dealerships grow. I'm doing all of these things. My wife's homeschooling and take care of these kids 24 hours. She's super mom, plain and simple. No arguing about it. She's a superhero. My wife is a superhero. And so, again, I've talked about it all week. Success leaves clues, right? So we got to look at these superheroes and go, well, what are they doing? And how can we apply that in our lives? And so how do we flip that switch? Like, how did my wife flip that switch instantly? How did she go from crazy, like young, party, drinking, all of that? How did she flip a switch to become the woman that she needed to be in order to be a supermom? How did she do it? Where is that switch, and how do you flip it? How do you create that moment in your life and not have it be a surprise pregnancy in a relationship where you guys have been together 3 months, right? Like, how can we actually create that moment in your life? How can you create that moment in your life where everything changes and the bad habits go away and we start to step into the person that God made you to be, right? Because I believe wholeheartedly God made my wife to be a mom. That's what he made her to do. She has no desires or passions to do anything else. She wants to be a mom forever. That's why we have so many kids. So how do you flip that switch? So we're going to look at 3 people today and kind of find the clues that we can apply in our life, right? So my wife, again, Leslie, she kind of grew up in an in-between situation. Parents were divorced. Her dad back then was an alcoholic. He's now been sober for, a lot of years, 15, 20 years, something like that. But back in the day, he was an alcoholic. My wife was a bartender. She was a college grad. She was a lost soul. Then she got pregnant. She could not drink. Once she got pregnant, okay, I want you to pay attention to this. She could not drink without harming her child. She could not drink without harming her child. So see, something happened in that. There's a clue in there. There's a clue in there. You see, all of a sudden, 2 things actually happened at once. All of a sudden, my wife had a new title. Her title originally was Leslie, college grad, bartender. Those were her titles, broken, lost. All of a sudden, that title changed to mother. It changed to pregnant. It changed to mom. So now all of a sudden, just by changing that title, another thing shifted. She now had a protective obligation. She now had a protective obligation and a responsibility to someone else. You see, what you are calling yourself, the title that you are giving yourself right now, I need you to understand how much that matters. Like, what do you call yourself right now? What is your title? Is your title average? Is your title loser? Is your title deadbeat? Do you beat yourself up every single day? Is your title not worthy? Like, what kind of title are you giving yourself right now? Because all of us, all the superheroes, all the truly successful, they have titles that empower them. They have titles that give them additional responsibility to protect that. My wife's title became pregnant. Her title became mom. And that gave her a protective responsibility, not just to another life, but to herself, to that title. She had to fulfill that role. See, my title is I am the host of the #1 most watched morning show in America. That's my title. That's the title I've given myself in this season of my life. My title is also an absolute authority in automotive industry. I'm an authority. I know things that no one else on the planet knows and is willing to tell you. There's a couple other people out there that know what I know, but they ain't sharing. But those are the titles I've given myself. I've also given myself a title of an amazing father and an amazing husband. I've also given myself a title of a child of God. All of those titles that I have given myself, they come with a responsibility, a protective responsibility. And I was able to shift my life by focusing on the titles that I've given myself. Success leaves clues. What title have you given yourself? What is your title? Who are you protecting? Is it your family? Like, what is your name? Are you protecting your name? Are you protecting your legacy? Like, do you even know? Like, if you don't win today, who loses? My friend Danelle Delgado, she says that all the time. Who loses if you don't win? That's a question you have to ask yourself this morning. Speaking of Danelle Delgado, currently my friend Danelle Delgado, guess where she is? My friend Danelle Delgado is on an island with Richard Branson. from Virgin Records, right? Richard Branson, like the billionaire. This billionaire, Richard Branson, guess what he did? He tracked Danelle Delgado down. She didn't track him down. He tracked her down. His team contacted Danelle Delgado, asked her a series of questions, and then invited her to this mastermind session on a private island with Richard Branson. Like, invited her to join him. Like, this, we're talking about a mastermind that cost $100,000. Everyone else that's there paid $100,000. Danelle got an invite. She got an invite. And that's where she is today. She's with her hero on an island, masterminding, becoming even more. And so you got to understand, if you don't know Danelle Delgado, Danelle struggled. She went through a divorce. Danelle had cancer. She had to battle cancer. She was completely broke. Like, if you listen to her story, it's crazy. At one point, she was in a tent in the middle of the floor with her 2 kids. And she only had enough money to buy she bought like a little toy. It's like a little $6 toy. And that's what they got for Christmas. Danelle was on the floor in a bathroom once, battling cancer. And she realized that she was going to die. And now she's shining at the top of her game. Now she's one of the best speakers on the planet. And she's on an island with Richard Branson, the billionaire, by invite. She has become an asset. How did Danelle do that? Let's look. Success leaves clues. You see, Danelle had to find a new identity. Danelle had to, before she was divorcee, broke, cancer patient. See, Danelle got to a point where she had to protect her kiddos. She had to give herself a new title, and then she had to protect her kiddos. And then there was another layer of it where Danelle realized she had something to prove. You see, her divorce left her scorned. She felt she was made to feel less than, and she wanted to prove to her ex and to the rest of the world and to herself that she wasn't less than. She was actually more than. She was incredibly powerful. She wanted to prove all of those things. She had to prove all of those things. And that chip that she got on her shoulder moves her to outwork most people. Danelle takes more notes than anybody I know. She takes notes, then she reprints the notes, then she rereads the notes. She studies success constantly. She reads, watches all the videos. She does everything. She outworks most people I know. She is the most and hardest worker in the room. Every time I've been with her at an event, at a speaking engagement, at a conference or whatever, Danelle's on this stage speaking, but when she's not on the stage speaking, she's outworking everybody else in the room. It's because she's got a chip on her shoulder. She's got something to prove. She has people to protect in her life, her children to protect, and she's given herself a new title. She's given herself a title of champion. And she now has a responsibility to live up to that title. Another one of these guys that I have to admit is a hero of mine. Some people like him and some people don't. But you got to respect him whether you like him or not. This is another guy, Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone didn't start off with a bunch of money. Those of you that don't know Grant Cardone's worth about $750 million at this point. He has Cardone Capital, which is an investment firm. He also has Cardone Training, which he's trained people in the auto industry for the last forever, 25 years. He's also got something called 10X. He's got something called 10X where he talks to people and he trains you how to 10X your life, how to 10X your goals, how to reach higher levels of success. And I've studied Grant Cardone for a really long time. I've studied him since I was 19 years old, and I don't necessarily always agree with the choices that Grant Cardone makes in front of the camera and some of the things that he does to move his brand. I don't necessarily always agree, but I definitely respect the man for what he's been able to do. He went from a car salesman who wasn't making enough money, and he took a leap. He left the auto industry, and he created a new identity. He said, being a car salesman isn't enough for me. Being a car salesman isn't going to get me to my goals. I'm not going to be able to achieve my dreams being a car salesman. So he gave himself a new title. He gave himself a new identity, like we've been talking about. He gave himself the identity of a trainer, and he's evolved that identity as time goes on. He had things to protect. He tracked down this supermodel actress named Elena Cardone, who's been on this show and is absolutely brilliant and incredible. And he tracked her down. He tracked her down and he married her, and he realized he had something to protect, right? They reached a point where they were together, and he had made a promise of this lifestyle to her, and they were getting sued and they were about to be broke, and she was like, "What are you going to do?" And he went out there with this chip on his shoulder to prove to the world that the world wasn't going to beat him down, and he created a mission. He created a movement called 10X. And once Grant Cardone created this movement called 10X, his entire everything changed for him. The whole game changed. He was semi-successful before that. Now he's one of the most successful human beings on the planet because he created a mission and a movement. His mission is to save the middle class. His movement is 10X. Listen, I want you to win. Do you understand that? All of this studio, the 3 different camera angles, the best microphone money can buy, the studies of the heroes and the people out there, the successful people, the getting up every single day. I was up at 3:50 this morning. Take that, Scott Simons. I was up at 3:50 this morning so I could be here with you today. All of these things, I do all of this because I want you to win. I go into dealerships and I help the dealerships because I want them to win. Because I believe that our God that created us, that created everything, I believe that he created us to prosper. So I want you to prosper and I want you to win. So I want you to take these things seriously. I need you to give yourself a title. Give yourself a new identity. If you are not happy with where you are in life right now, today, I need you to give yourself a title, a new identity. Label yourself the person you want to be, the person you want to become. Give yourself that title. And then daily remind yourself that title that you're protecting. Who else are you protecting? Who loses if you don't win? Why is it so important? I need you to have something to prove. Get a chip on your shoulder. What do you want to prove to the world? Who do you want to prove it to? Carry yourself like, yes, no one's taking me down. I can win. I can do this. I want you to create your own mission. Create your own movement. What is it that you stand for? What is it that you believe? We're going to have a guy on this show tomorrow, Kevin Martin. Look him up. Go to Kevin Martin's page. You'll see pictures of Kevin Martin with his arm around the President of the United States, Donald Trump. You'll see pictures of Kevin Martin hanging out with Donald Trump's family members. You'll see pictures of Kevin Martin with leaders in government, leaders in the industry. He's a 26-year-old black dude. Black people aren't supposed to like Donald Trump. He's a 26-year-old black dude that has positioned himself. He's on a mission. His mission is to activate millennials around this country, to get them involved in government and get them to understand that you don't just have to take things in, but you can actually pour things out. You can contribute. You can learn. You can grow. You can make a difference on this planet. And he's going to be on this show tomorrow to share some of these things with you. So make sure you don't miss it because it's going to be incredible. But I need you to have a mission and a movement. What do you stand for? What are you trying to prove? Who are you? What's your title? What is it? Remind yourself of those things and take responsibility for them. Because my friends, listen, I want you to win. I can't tell you how badly I want you to win because you are a child of God, uniquely made by the God of the universe to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. By the way, I got Ed Milet's cell phone number recently. Ed Milet changed my life with a story at GrowthCon about meeting the best version of yourself when you die, when you go to heaven, and standing next to God is the version of you that God intended, and hoping that we just can recognize that person at the end. So I got his cell phone number. I'm going to hit him up today. I'm going to try to get Ed Milet on this show. But listen, you're a child of God, uniquely made by the God of the universe to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And you're starting to make some good decisions. You're watching hashtag Rise and Grind, right? You're getting up early. You're attacking the day. You're spending some time in prayer and motivation, prayer and inspiration. You're spending some quiet time. You're doing your gratitude list, your goals. All of these things that you're doing, they're making an impact. They're making an impact on your friends, on your family members. They're making an impact on your coworkers. They're making an impact on me, and I, for one, absolutely love you for it. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. I can't tell you how true that is. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely love you. If you need more videos like this, go to GlennLundy.com. If you need some Rise and Grind gear, you can go to GlennLundy.com. If you haven't got your tickets yet for Hustle and Grind Con, go get them right now. And will you do me that favor? Invite 10 people today. Please, like, seriously invite. Send them a message. Tell them to come join us. Kevin Martin's going to be on here tomorrow, so make sure you come back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We're going to do it all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind.
I just like the sound.
I'm a hustler on the grind. You a hustler on the grind. I'm a hustler on the grind. Yeah, we some hustlers on the grind. Look, Dave said make a video on why I deserve to be at Hustle and Grind Con. I said, Dave, that's easy. Everybody knows that I'm an icon. Yes, Tony with the keys, it's the $1 billion drive. Since 1986, I've been a hustler on the grind. Put it all on the line. Every single time. You don't work, you don't eat. You don't grind, you don't shine. Success is a mountain that we all gon' climb. And once we get on top, we ain't never coming down. We set the bar a little higher. This a new level. We don't wait, we create. To be great, never settle. See, I'm a sales hustler. You a sales hustler. Together we done learn how to better help customers, eradicate the negative stigmas associated with the car business. Can I get a witness? Cause I'm telling the truth. Auto fam strong, we gon' round up the troops. Lace up your boots, bring that hustler's energy. Coming together like chemistry, we the future of the industry. I pledge allegiance to the grind. Rise early in the morning cause I gotta get mine. Plan of action, action execution. Come and join the movement, it's a revolution. We focused on solutions for every situation. Limitless inspiration, infinite motivation. We building up a team, connecting brands across the nation. And bring it all together, this is history in the making. Facebook's been a great look for expansion. Hustle house, hustle mansion, at the table with champions. Leaders eat last, we all hungry. We came to break bread with Sean Hayes, Glenn Lundy, and Dave. Said make a video on why I deserve to be at Hustle and Grind Con. I said, Dave, that's easy. Everybody in the group a icon. Now turn my mic on, watch how I turn they lights on. Hustle and Grind Con 2018 fights on. We grinding for a meal, we got the recipe. The dream is free, hustle sold separate. I'm a hustler on the grind. You a hustler on the grind. I'm a hustler on the grind. Yeah, we some hustlers on the grind. Now burn the boats, burn the boats, burn the boats, burn the boats. If you's a hustler on the grind, let it show. I put it all on the line and burn the boats. Now burn the boats, now burn the boats, burn the boats, burn the boats. If you's a hustler on the grind, let it show. I put it all on the line and burn the boats. We eradicate the negative stigmas associated with the car business. We eradicate the negative stigmas associated with the car business. Can I get a witness?